With the recent news that Theo Wease is expected to enter the transfer portal, I kind of want to walk through this 2019 class for the Oklahoma Sooners, ranked number 6 in that year in what really could have been. But before we do that, please go ahead, hit the like and the subscribe button. Let me know what you guys are thinking down in the comments below. Where do you guys think Theo Wease will end up? And what do you guys think about the Oklahoma Sooners going into the transfer portal? Okay, so Mike Roach today put out a tweet saying, per a source close to him, Oklahoma wide receiver Theo Wease is expected to enter the NCAA Transfer Portal. Now, I want to underline the word expected. That's kind of what we're going off here, right? That we expect him to enter the transfer portal. Theo Wease had 1,044 career yards and 10 touchdowns. He will be a graduate transfer with 2 years of eligibility left. So, here's what I kind of want to talk about. This 2019 class for the Oklahoma Sooners that Lincoln Riley and Shane Beamer were able to put together was absolutely incredible, and at that time, one of the best classes we've ever seen at Oklahoma. You're talking the 5-star wide receiver, top 10 player overall in the country, Jaden Hazelwood. Top 15 player, number 11 player overall in the country, quarterback Spencer Rattler. Number 5 overall wide receiver, 21 overall, Theo Wease. And then you had Trajan Bridges, who was a 4-star, number 66 overall, who at one point in this class was a 5-star. Then you have Austin Stogner. Well, we saw what he was able to do at Oklahoma. He was an impact player. Jeremiah Cradell, unfortunately, had to retire this year from football, but as a part of the OU staff in terms of a coaching role. Then you look at it. I'm going to be skipping over some players, but I'm kind of just walking through with people that are still on the team or people that made a pretty big impact. Woody Washington, the 4-star cornerback from Tennessee, ranked 189th overall. Jaden Davis, cornerback. Marcus Stripling. You have Marcus Major. You have Jamal Morris, David Agwebu, Marcus Alexander, Ramondre Stevenson. And then, of course, everybody remembers the guy, Jalen Hurts, that transferred in at quarterback in this class. When you look at what this class was able to provide Oklahoma, and you look at the top 10 recruits Oklahoma has ever had, 2 of those guys from that class were in this class. And Jaden Hazelwood, the 3rd best overall recruit Oklahoma's ever got. Spencer Rattler, the 7th best recruit. And then you go a little bit farther down the road, at number 13 is Theo Wease. So when you look at what the 2019 class was able to provide Oklahoma, there were some high hopes that this class would bring Oklahoma their 8th national championship. But ultimately, that never panned out. You have Trajan Bridges and Seth McGowan getting kicked off the team because, well, specifically for Trajan Bridges, he pleaded not guilty on counts of robbery, conspiracy, and aiding and abetting with a dangerous weapon with Seth McGowan. So he was kicked off the team. I don't know where he's at now, and I don't know where Seth McGowan's at either. So that was a big loss. Then last year in the transfer portal, you lose Jaden Hazelwood, Spencer Rattler, and Austin Stogner. That is 3 of your top 5. Yeah, 3 of your top 5 players in that class. And then Trajan Bridges is gone. It's 4 out of your top 5. So the main impactors that you have out of this class were Woody Washington, and as much people don't want to admit it, Jaden Davis, David Agwebu. And then you have Theo Wease, who really, overall is a great player, a great wide receiver. Great guy. The schemes that Lincoln Riley was running for him just weren't fitting. And injuries plagued Theo Wease. They really did. Which is on no part Theo Wease's fault. And that's why when you look at a story like this, with a guy that came in and kind of helped shape Oklahoma's future in terms of what we could go out there and get on the offensive side of the ball. Talented dude. You have to be able to want to wish Theo Wease the best. You do. You have to be able to want to wish him the best. You want to be able to see him go out there and succeed. Because the dude just, I mean, it's not that he hasn't been able to put it together. He hasn't been able to put it together. Whether that's been injuries or plagued by a coach, it's just not helping him out. 2022 season, this season, he's had 19 receptions, 378 yards, and 4 touchdowns. And when you look at his career stats, and I mean, it's about on par what he did last season. And he was on the fence of transferring last season. 2020, that's when he got hurt, had the 8 receptions, 136 yards, 2 tutties. And then last year, he did 37 receptions for 530 yards and 4 touchdowns. And when you look at what Theo Wease is, Theo Wease could be a guy that could go out there and get probably 1,000 to 1,200 yards in a season. He could be your number 1 wide receiver at a lot of programs. And I think Theo Wease sees that. I think he sees that. And instead of jumping on this man for jumping in the portal, we should thank him for his services here at Oklahoma. Because again, he tried. He stuck it out with us at least one more year. He stuck it out with us one more year, gave BV and this staff a shot, and now he's got to do what's best for his family. And ultimately, that might be going somewhere else. Now, he could choose to stay here. And if he chooses to stay here, we will continue to support him no matter what. But if he doesn't, I want to see him go play with Spencer Rattler and Austin Stogner. So, Theo, if you somehow see this, I want you to go play with Austin Stogner and Spencer Rattler if you decide to transfer. Don't go somewhere else, please. Don't go somewhere else. I want to see you catching passes from Rattler. I was talking about it in a group chat earlier today, and I talked about how I have South Carolina as the OU 2.0. It's like, don't take away my hopes, dreams, and desires. That's what I want it to be. You got Shane Beamer out there, Austin Stogner, Spencer Rattler. You could have Theo Wease. Shoot, Jaden Hazelwood, go ahead and enter the portal again from Arkansas and go out to South Carolina and join the folks. Man, that would be a fun scene to watch. But again, you look back on this class and you look at what the expectations we had for this class and think, what could have been? What could have been if this class could have put it together and stayed together? What could have been if we could have had a better offensive line to protect Spencer Rattler? What would have been if Jaden Hazelwood, Theo Wease, Austin Stogner, and Marvin Mims were all able to put it together? I mean, man, talk about a wide receiving core. Ohio State and Alabama have had some pretty good wide receiving cores. That's a pretty good one right there. I wish the guys the best. I really do. And I think you guys should jump on if the announcement comes. And just thank Theo Wease. Don't jump on him. Remember, players and recruits watch how we treat our players. You have to thank them, guys. But go ahead and jump in the comments below. Let me know what you guys think about this 29 class. What do you think it could have been? How do you feel like it should have went with this class? Do you guys felt like we should have seen a national championship from them? Or is this about what you expected?